With training camp nearing an end for the Chicago Bears, it is time to talk winners and losers from Bears training camp. So what is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan and you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and do so. I promise you, you will not regret it. Make sure you're following me on social media platforms. And guys, as always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so let's get into this, people. So we actually are done with, I think, the open portion of practice available to the public. I think now it's just closed practices, and we have joint practices that are coming up with the Indianapolis Colts. So for the most part, training camp, or the open portion of it, is done now. Okay, so again, we've got joint practices with the Colts left, and there's going to be closed practices. So pretty much we don't have a lot of time left, and obviously preseason's here. And so I wanted to talk winners and losers from training camp. All right, so we'll start with the good. Let's start with the winners, and then we'll go into the losers. So as far as the winners here, again, I wanted to kind of just go a little deeper than just the usual guys here. Obviously, we know that Justin Fields and DJ Moore have had a great camp, and their chemistry has been unreal, but I think you guys are probably tired of me talking about it too, as well as hearing about it. So let's talk about some other players, and I got to start with Chase Claypool. Now look, maybe you're tired of me talking about Chase Claypool too, but this will be quick. Claypool to me is one of the winners of camp just because of the fact that this is a guy who has shown you during training camp he can make big plays. He's a guy you can look for in the red zone for Justin Fields as a big-time weapon, and not only can he go deep, but he can be used kind of everywhere on the field. And I know he is technically the wide receiver 3, if you will, but he has a chance to emerge as the wide receiver 2. And a lot of people are skeptical of Chase Claypool, but during camp, make no mistake about it, he has been one of the Bears' stars, okay? So I know he got hurt at the end here, but he was there most of camp. He was healthy, he was practicing, and he was dominating, okay? Justin Fields looked for Chase Claypool a lot. I think after after DJ Moore, it was Chase Claypool that was Justin Fields' go-to guy and most looked at weapon. All right, so to me, he is a clear winner. Let's go to another winner here. And I got to give a shout out to Andrew Billings, man, the free agent signing that we had in this past offseason. He has been an absolute machine. He's a monster in the middle. Like, he is exactly what we need in terms of a run-stuffing nose tackle. He just eats up space. It's hard to run on him. And we know the Bears' run defense was one of their worst units last year. They could not stop the run to save their life. And so Billings is going to make a big difference here. And he's shown during training camp that the impact that he can make. So don't sleep on Andrew Billings, man. He is going to show up and show out this year, all right? So that's my second winner for the Bears. The third one that I have, Terrell Smith, all right, the rookie cornerback that we drafted this past draft. I thought Terrell Smith was going to be a guy that was kind of going to be, you know, only competing for a backup job, kind of being buried on the depth chart, being a little bit of a late round draft pick. But no, he has been competing for that starting cornerback job opposite Jalen Johnson. And honestly, like, he has been fairly impressive. Now, again, you're going to obviously get beat when you're going up against elite receivers like DJ Moore, etc. But I think he's more than held his own. And on the depth chart, he is listed as the top backup cornerback to, again, Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. Again, they're only listing 2 cornerbacks there. So if they do 3, maybe it's Tyreek. But my point is, Terrell Smith is going to get playing time, and he's going to get playing time right away. So I think that is part of him impressing during camp. All right, and then those are kind of my 3 big winners. Another guy, I just want to do some honorable mentions here. Javon Dexter really did impress me, man. He made plays. I think you will see that this kid is the future for our D-line in terms of the interior of it, and you can see the flash. He can get in the backfield. He can make plays. Like, you know, he's going to start off as a backup, obviously. We know that, behind Billings and Justin Jones. But I think very quickly you could see even, you know, second half of this year, he could start. I think he is that good. And then 2 more honorable mentions. Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brister have been unbelievable. Like, the secondary has been very, very solid this year. So to me, I'm very excited to see what they do in year 2, because they had fairly solid year 1s, especially Brisker. So to me, those are the winners. All right, let's move on now to the losers for training camp. Oh, actually, one more thing, by the way. One more honorable mention for the winner, Cairo Santos. And I'm only saying that because Andre Smythe, the kicker that we had, he got cut. So Santos was kicking well enough that the Bears were like, we're not even going to wait for camp to be over. We're just going to cut the other guy because Santos is our guy. So I've just pointed that out there. I know we haven't heard a lot about Cairo, but that did happen. All right, let's move on to the losers here. My number one loser, this is by far, like, it's not even close. It's Nate Davis. Nate Davis has barely been able to practice. Can't get out there. The offensive line is probably the most important position where you need reps with your guys to get on the same page, to get chemistry and cohesion as an offensive line. And you just have not had Nate Davis out there. He missed a portion of OTAs, and then he's been most of training camp. And so to me, that's obviously not good. And, you know, hoping that he's good for week 1. We haven't heard anything about him being out with a long-term injury or anything like that. It seems precautionary, but it's just not good news, people. Like, I'm sorry, I need to see Nate Davis out there. So to me, this is just a matter of, hey, your best ability is availability, and Nate Davis has not been available. And so to me, he is the biggest loser of training camp. The other loser, PJ Walker, man, the backup quarterback behind Justin Fields, he just has not looked good. I'm sorry, like, he has thrown a lot of picks, has had routine bad plays, overthrows, underthrows. Just the second-team offense has not been crisp. Now, again, he's a backup quarterback for a reason, but I don't really see stability when I'm looking at PJ Walker here, and he's not shown it in terms of the second team. Hopefully that changes during the regular season, and hopefully we never have to see PJ Walker because Justin Fields is out there and he never ends up getting hurt the entire season. But my point is, I just don't feel that comfortable with PJ Walker, especially from his performance during training camp, which has not been very encouraging. So to me, he is another loser out of training camp for the Bears. And finally, the last two guys that I want to mention here, we have not heard much about them, but just based off of the depth chart, you got to include them here. And that's Travis Gibson and that's Kindle Vildor. They are absolutely buried on the depth chart. I think Travis Gibson's listed as like the 4th defensive end. Vildor's like the 5th cornerback. Like, I don't know what happened with these guys, but clearly they did not show enough, do enough for the coaching staff to believe in them, for the Bears to be able to think that they're going to be rotational players, because based off that depth chart, they're not. So to me, they're also losers as well. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, there you have it, folks, my winners and losers. So again, just to recap, for the winners, I have Chase Claypool, I've got Andrew Billings, I've got Terrell Smith. Honorable mentions are Javon Dexter, Tyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, and Cairo Santos. And my losers are Nate Davis, PJ Walker, Travis Gibson, and Kindle Vildor. So let me know what you guys think about that. Did I miss anybody? Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.